stand alone. You let your stage out. Oh, hi, Mark. Welcome to Ranking the Studio Albums, Godsmack Edition. I'm Chris Norwood, and I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded. And I've heard every song ever recorded by Godsmack. Now, let me just preface this video by saying Godsmack are a band. They're in my top 230 artists, but they're not one of my favorites. I will give every album they release a listen, but I gotta say, I have yet to hear the perfect Godsmack record, in my own personal opinion. I do have some favorites, some least favorites, and some in between. So let's just jump right into it. This band has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums to their discography, and there's some things we can talk about here which are going to be interesting. So let's just jump right in. I feel like the worst of the bunch is going to be 2014's 1000 Horsepower. What a terrible album title. What a terrible album cover. Really freaking lame. Is that an 8? What is that? What in the world? It doesn't make any sense. It's just garbage. Anyway, there are some good songs on here. I do really enjoy the track Something Different. Something back, something white, something different. Title track's okay. Beyond Something Different, there's just not much here to enjoy. So, that one song out of a dozen or so, not great. So 1000 Horsepower, yikes. Terrible album title, terrible album cover, and one decent track out of the bunch. Something black, something white, something different. So it's got that. So it's not just complete trash like some of the bands. Hole. Yeah, I think Hole probably has the worst discography I've covered yet out of rock music. Coming in next, let's get back on topic with Godsmack. Coming in next, another bad album cover. This is IV. Just terrible album titles abound. Speak, The Enemy, Shine Down were the singles, and then you had the really corny Voodoo 2. Some of these tracks are okay. I'd say Speak would probably be the one that I go to if I were going to revisit some Godsmack. Maybe Speak might be one of their stronger late era singles, in my opinion. And when I say late era, that's from 2006. So coming in next is going to be a later era record. This is going to be a little bit better. The Oracle. Another really, I don't know if these guys have any good album art. Wait, they do. We'll get to it. So, The Oracle came out 10 years ago, and it had Crying Like I'll Be. Saints and Sinners and Love, Hate, Sex, Pain were the singles. And those were all pretty good, pretty standard, run-in-the-mill Godsmack songs. I think Love, Hate, Sex, Pain was probably my favorite of the bunch. And everything else, some of the bonus tracks are okay, like Whiskey Hangover was pretty good. But, yeah, The Oracle, just, again, just kind of mediocre. Nothing really great going on. Another really atrocious album art in Awake. Okay, this came out in 2000, 20 freaking years ago. Can you imagine that? Solely. So, let's take a look at what makes this album this album. Sick of Life, Awake, Greed, and Bad Magic kick the album off. And, this is pretty, this has 3 good songs out of 11. So I would say Awake and Greed and Bad Magic are probably my three that I really enjoyed off of this record. But again, the rest is just filler, just absolute filler. What is going on with this band? Not good, not good at all. And if you're a Godsmack fan, that's fine. You know, if you love every song, good for you. Me personally, I'm not finding a whole lot in their discography to really talk in depth about how good it is. But we've got some more records, right? There's a few more records by Godsmack, and we're gonna jump into it here right now, right on this channel. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. So we've done four albums. That was 2000, The Wake. Coming in next is going to be, actually, we are now in the top 3. So this is where I start to more enjoy Godsmack. The newest, When Legends Rise. Not their worst album cover. Still pretty bad. The title track is okay. Kind of anthemic, a little bit cleaner, a little bit more lighter, more light than Godsmack of years gone by, and I like it. I like the more lighthearted rock. Bulletproof and Unforgettable were pretty good, and Under Your Scars has had a pretty big impact around here and for me. So some of their better singles came out of this record, but again, the rest of the record, listen to it, listen to every note, and got nothing to say about it. And it's just, I mean, you know, I'm sorry. If you're a Godsmack fan, I'm sorry. I'm a fan too. I would go see them in concert. I listen to some of their singles, but man, their deep cuts are bad. Really, really bad. So, that's When Legends Rise. Let's get to the 2 Godsmack albums that are my favorite. We are at my top 2. So let's see what we got. Coming in at the number 2 spot. And actually, this does have a really good album cover, in my weird butt opinion, Faceless. And this one, it came out in 2003, and that was a year that I was just pumped up about every release that ever came out. And this one is actually a really, really good album. Still not perfect, but Straight Out of Line, I Stand Alone, Realign, Serenity, Releasing the Demons. This is some of the better work of some of the best singles for sure. Realign is probably my favorite Godsmack song ever. I enjoyed the acoustic versions. I enjoyed the original version here. But again, the deep cuts, there just aren't any here. They're not deep at all. So, what is your favorite Godsmack album? I know, like, I've been doing this with a lot of my ranking the albums lately, where I'm like, oh crap, I think I may have the popular opinion on my top pick. Maybe my ranking was a little bit controversial. With, you know, especially with When Legends Rise being so high, above Awake, Oracle, IV, and 1000 HP and all that garbage. My favorite Godsmack record is going to be the debut, Godsmack, from 1998. Some of you may have seen that woman on the cover, what she looks like today. It's kind of interesting. So I would say Moon Baby and Time Bomb are maybe my favorite, or the only good deep cuts by this band. And Whatever, Keep Away, Bad Religion, and Voodoo. Just 4 rock and roll staples, radio staples, right? So, yeah, debut by Godsmack, pretty freaking awesome, but not perfect. It could be a lot better, but pretty darn good. So like the especially the beginning half of the album, like the first 5 songs, just hit after hit after hit after hit. And then you kind of get some filler after that. Japanese bonus tracks. There are some. Bad Magic was re-released on Awake later. And, you know, this album did very well. And it certainly made them a household name. This has been Ranking the Studio Albums by Godsmack. I'm going to go do some more videos. Thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. I'm Chris Norwood. I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded in the history of the universe. You guys have a good day. I love you.